Hold on, guys. Let me take my Vits.
Your vitamins.
Yeah.
Okay. Congrats.
Look how I'm looking at her.
You are now locked in to the Sitting Down with the Sisters podcast.
Welcome back to another episode of Sitting Down with the Sisters. We are your hosts. I'm Ashley.
I'm Temi.
I'm Ayo.
Welcome.
Welcome, guys.
If you're not already subscribed,
you know what to do.
what's going on, guys? Come on.
Come on.
Follow us on our Instagram and TikTok, SDWTS podcast.
Yeah. And
All
guys,
that
you know we
shebang.
didn't mention earlier, we celebrated our 4 years.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
If you're not following us, you wouldn't have seen it. But yeah, 4 years podding.
See, this is why you need to follow so you keep up to date.
Yeah, because the video we dropped, we were looking real cute. Anywho, this one is a quick one.
Yeah.
This one's a quick bite starter.
Yeah. Food for thought.
Food for thought. Wow,
Bite
woman of
size.
wealth.
You smack.
Basically, I was listening to a podcast. I don't know if it's a podcast. It was just an interview maybe between Nia Long and Jeezy, and he was and he was talking about his life, like everything. And it made me think. And I put in the GC. It was late at night. I just sent a VN to the GC, like, girls, I feel like we should talk about why do we think there's a trend of just people as well, but specifically maybe celebrities, but people as well, just coming on the internet and sharing their very, very real life stories and like being very transparent. And I think it started a while ago. Like, obviously we have Jada's Red Table Talk, where all of a sudden you saw a different side of Jada. You have a lot of celebrities just having more of like a real presence on the internet. And I just think it's interesting because, you know, before, a lot of celebrities used to be unreachable. People used to assume they don't go through anything,
Right,
you know.
yeah.
Obviously that should have never been an assumption because they're human beings, but why do you think people are doing that?
I think just quickly, I think with the whole mental health awareness that's been brought to light in recent years, I think that movement has basically made a lot of people more transparent with their personal lives, just to make sure they're not painted as this perfect person because they make mistakes. Because if you remember back then, before everyone became more transparent, every time something happened with a celebrity, it would be like the biggest news.
Shock.
And it would they would, even though like there's this boycott culture and cancel culture still existing, but again, that's more lenient than it was before, because again, everyone has this idea that we're all human, and mental health is a real thing now. You know, suicide rates are being spoken about more, and you know, all these things are being brought to light. So I think people are just being raw with their real life issues, and just the fact that just because they have money doesn't mean they're not going through things as well. What do you think, Ash?
To add to that as well, I think that 100%, and I also think there's an aspect of it where bless you, Wonga. I also think people also feel under pressure to share. So there's an aspect of relatability that they want to keep with their audience. So I can't really speak for celebrities, but I feel like with influencers, they have a specific target audience, and obviously their engagement has to be kept at a certain level. So with an influencer, if you were to become an influencer today and come into that scene, if you're looking at your peers, you're seeing, oh, this person is sharing what their house looks like, their house being built, you know, the fact that they're pregnant and they're showing their pregnancy journey. What can I show? So I do think there is an aspect of it where it's pressure, where they feel under pressure to keep that transparency with their audience, which is sad because you might feel like, I don't want to share this, but I have to, otherwise I'll lose my engagement, which means I'll lose money. So it's like a constant cycle. So I think that's also a factor of it as well. I was just thinking about it. I just thought, wow, like when you put it in, that's what made me think, like, especially with YouTube culture, we never used to see like there's so many YouTubers that I've watched in the past where they'd be vlogging and they'd stop for maybe like a couple of months and then come back and then you see, oh my gosh, they had a baby. Whereas now you see people's pregnancy journey from the very start to beginning. You're with them when they're going to the doctor's appointment. You see them when they're building their new house or when they're getting married, like they're putting their wedding vlog, like specifically dedicated to like their wedding journey, just everything.
And I think that's, whilst you were saying that, reminded me again of the downfall of just this whole being transparent culture that's happening. A lot of entitlement comes with it.
Yes.
A lot of people feel like if you're not giving, it's like we need to know because you've put yourself on this platform, therefore by all means
we've made you
have
who
to
you
share.
are.
Like this reminds me of again, there's been lots of examples, but a more recent one, Matthew Perry that passed away, and everyone on Friends, you know, the whole Friends cast were kind of being shunned, and they were being bombarded, just you know, telling them to make comments about it. They're grieving their friend. You know, there are lots of examples where someone passes away and everyone goes on like the family's page or the friends page to see whether they're going to say something, like and thinking if they don't speak out loud it means they don't care or they're not dealing with it. But because you're not seeing it, social media has become such reality for people that they don't understand that there's life outside of that people can be dealing with their emotions behind closed doors.
I also think it's just because there's now a death of celebrity culture. Like what it meant to be a celebrity has changed completely. Anybody can be a celebrity now, and to be a celebrity is not that deep. Like there will never be a person that reaches Michael Jackson level of fame ever. Like there will literally not be one. Not never, because where you've got people being so accessible is where you now also have the entitlement thing. But also when someone's accessible, they no longer have that same like glitz about them. The thing about Michael Jackson, that he would walk on the street, people would faint.
He wasn't even allowed to walk on the street. He wasn't capable of
Michael
doing
Jackson
that.
shut the door behind him, boy, and took it with him because
he was the last. Even people would say, "Oh, what about Beyonce?" No, like not even Beyonce, because to a certain extent, the kind of fame that Michael Jackson had, for that to exist now, social media can't be a thing.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because social media is such a big part of being a celebrity now. And where you have social media where it feels like you know people,
takes it away.
And then you have that, you know, that direct interaction with your fan base. Whereas before social media, it wasn't like a direct interaction. For you to even come up close to A-listed celebrity, you have to go and buy tickets to see them live.
Or you're reading magazines. That's what I was going to say. Before pre-social media, it was magazines. Oh, what are they up to? What are they wearing?
And it was even sometimes,
what are they doing?
That news was fake.
Right. Someone that... Just on the topic of Beyonce, I feel like she still implements that today.
She tries, yeah.
She really tries, because she'll post on Instagram here and there, and then that's it. You don't really hear about her life unless one of her friends does an interview and mentions her name.
You hardly hear it. She doesn't do interviews.
You can tell she really studied the people before her. Right. She says, okay, this is what they did. This is what works for them. I'm seeing what's going on around me. I'm seeing the celebrity desk. I'm seeing people lose control and not being in control of their own lives. How can I implement that in my own life and just still have that
boundary?
And you still see people saying, oh, you know, Beyonce needs to do more of this. She needs to engage more with her. She doesn't need to do anything.
She doesn't need to do anything.
Because you're still going to love her. You're still going to go to a concert. She's made her money. Generational wealth has been on the table since beginning. So it's not really making a difference to her, really.
And where there's positives to like the death of celebrity culture, where it's like people have to now realize these people are human. The positives of celebrity culture, if there are any, is that, well, I don't know if there's that many, to be honest, because I don't think anybody was made to be worshipped in that sense.
To be idolized,
But
it's just a lot of exposure.
There's a lot of exposure, and it's not normal. So in a way, it's very good, and I think authenticity always will sell, because people are suffering, and so they want to at least be able to say, you know what, as this person has come out and said they've dealt with infertility, that the amount of celebrities that have come out and said stuff like that, it makes women in their real life be like, oh, okay, I'm not weird, I'm not strange, like this is something that happens to everyone, and it doesn't even matter how much money you have, like this can happen.
And them speaking about it can bring awareness to the people that might not know about certain conditions,
which is why I think it's a good I think it's a good thing for the most part that people are being more transparent. I think I've been someone that was watching vlogs when vlogs weren't even a thing, like so I've always just had this thing about knowing what it's like to actually live a different reality to my own. So I've always found it interesting. Like even I was even thinking about on the celebrity one, don't you think it was crazy that before there used to be things like you could go to America, for instance, and buy a tour to go around and look at celebrities' houses? That used to be a thing. But now it's like someone on TikTok can drop the pin for you, everybody's there. Forget the tour.
That's why I've done that. Now that's why you have gated communities, because that wasn't, obviously that existed, but it was
less. Yeah. Now let someone say something is good on TikTok. Keith Lee, for instance, everybody's there. You no longer need the conventional, go and look at a review in the magazine of which restaurants are good in your area. You can just go on TikTok.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Like, it's changed. It's made so many things more accessible though to the normal human.
That part.
Which is good. Accessible. But at the same time, Keith Lee, as much as everyone loves him, the way they drag him too.
Yeah, I know. It's definitely. Do you know what? Yeah, you're so right. It's definitely like stopped the whole idolizing of celebrities. You remember back in the days as well, like not necessarily our generation, but even the generation before, it's like posters on the wall of like their favorite crush and all these
buying
now
merch.
You don't see
that was such a big
merch,
thing, like
literally buying like their dolls or buying like their CDs, buying lots of things to do with them, like Hannah Montana.
Whereas now when people see like Kylie Jenner, she released her dolls, people are like, what's she releasing dolls for?
Mate, when they can have you as their lock screen?
Or they can go on TikTok
when they can find out what restaurant you're gonna be at, and
they've seen you rock your baby to sleep.
Even turn up, they know what the inside of your room looks
Why do they need a dolly?
Why they putting posters up of you? So like it's changed a lot, and I think technology has changed massively.
There's a big part of me that really enjoys it because, like, for instance, The Real, it was a talk show. I feel like it just made, because they were ahead of their time in a way. They came out when this sudden immersion into like real life started to happen, and it changed a lot of things. Like, they were all speaking from different points of view, different perspectives of life, and I just think it's interesting because humans need to know that these people, they're not different to you. They are literally you, but they've got a platform and they've got money.
Yeah,
and they have status.
But somehow paparazzi still have jobs.
Because there will always be the people like Beyonce that have kind of mastered a way of being like mysterious. Even the people that are not mysterious. What paparazzi now do is not that they don't now only capture the glam or the glitz or mystery of celebrity. They just do who's the biggest. So like Kai Cenat
whoever's popping right now, regardless of whether they're transparent with their
or
life,
not, they're going for you. Exactly.
True.
And it's different. Like the Princess Diana, the David Beckham early days, that paparazzi
was
prayer was needed for you guys,
fasting,
because you are going into lift somewhere you're not supposed to be going.
But I also think what it's utilised for as well is different. Back then it was newspapers, it was sell it to the highest person that wanted to buy it, magazines, whereas now it's almost like you see celebrities use paparazzi pictures on their Instagram.
Like,
it's
a trend.
Getty Images.
Like, I saw something that said, you know, if you ain't had a Getty image, you haven't made it, that kind of thing, just to keep that celebrity status.
That speaks to how not low, but how close celebrity has become. That anybody
everyone's a celebrity now.
Have
everyone's a public
We've
figure.
gone viral how many times?
I don't know if you guys
no, for real,
you guys might not have seen it, but there was this babes, the Shade Borough posted it. There was a woman, I had no idea who she was, but she was meant to be an influencer, and she went to I think an award show or something, a ceremony, and there were A-listed celebrities there, like Robbie, I forgot his name,
Robbie Downey Jr. or who?
I don't remember, but he's the one that's
Robbie Williams. Take that.
No, he sang Blood Lions.
Robin Thicke.
Robin Thicke. So I saw Robin Thicke, so I knew it was quite a big event, right? So she was there, and she felt some kind of way because paparazzi, that she'd go to the main bit where
no one was taking pictures.
The backdrop was, and
there was no snapshot.
Like every time she'd go there, there was
nothing.
But then when other celebrities, but then everyone in the comment, it was good to see people with sense in the comment, but saying, "Who are you?" I'm so sorry to say, genuinely, like, who are you? That's why they don't want pictures of you. Like, let the A-listed celebrities that have been around for ages.
Years.
And you know what? And another thing is, as much as influencer culture has helped a lot, I feel like influencer culture has also sipped into this celebrity public figure status where they, not to say, there's some influencers that have transitioned into the celebrity status, but just because you're an influencer doesn't automatically now
make you a celebrity.
It's important to
there's a big difference.
There's a massive difference. Like, you are well known because of your presence online,
and mainly
someone
from your
else is well known because of their work and what they contribute to society, like what they contribute to that specific culture, whether it's movies, entertainment, singing, whatever it is. So there's definitely also a lack of humility from some influencers. Like, I feel like she was
I had no idea who that woman was, and I'm sure
that was the first time
and I'm sure
her.
she's a good influencer. I'm sure she's done things and she's brought a lot of people on and influenced the right way. But again, it just shows that just because you're an influencer does not mean you're a celebrity.
It doesn't, mate.
It doesn't mean you're on the level of Rihanna. Or you're no way, like,
come on,
you can work your way up there. Like, for example, I could
Nella Rose is a celebrity. Nella,
Rose,
Chunks, Philly,
Patricia Bright, you can call them celebrities because they work their way up from influencing.
Exactly. And the difference between them and maybe your common influencer is that they've pioneered their certain like industry in a certain way. So Chunks and Philly did the duo social media star thing in a way that no one else has done it before. Then they've also gone on to do TV. Right. They've also gone on to do other things.
I'll be so honest. Again, this is subjective, but I even sometimes question some of the people we've mentioned whether I personally would even call them celebrities or not. Do you know what I mean? So that's even to show that there's a blurred line.
It's still a blurred line, yeah,
like
definitely.
Some people might consider them celebrities, others might not consider them celebrities. And it makes sense because at the end of the day, not, like we said before, not every influencer is of celebrity status, and that's just what it is. And it doesn't mean it's a bad thing. You're doing well in your influencing bag, but there is a difference.
Yeah. I think even part of being a celebrity is being known in other places as well. Yes. Like, you're not just known in the UK. If you transcend these four walls, come on, this country, like, people know Chunks and Philly in Australia. They went to Australia and the streets were lined. Like, it's different. It's different, and that's I get what you mean. I think celebrity is different to you're known. Because everybody's known now. There's a big difference. You can go viral on TikTok. I've said it. People have probably seen you.
A lot of people on TikTok are known.
Let me give you an example. Actually, again, something I saw very recently. Kenza, the influencer. See, Kenza. If you think of the name Kenza, you think influencer straight away. Right. Recently, she has a very huge fan base in Paris. Yeah, she was literally doing a meet and greets just to sign cards. So in that sense, I can understand why some people might view her as a celebrity. Yeah. So do you see why?
Do you know a perfect example of who's a celebrity but she looks like she's an influencer? Eva Apio. Because she's a model. Oh my God. Not only is she an influencer, she's actually a model.
That's a really good example.
But people would think she's both.
She has a lot of influencer friends and she's around a lot of people.
But she's a model.
She has influencer friends. Yeah. So that's a really good one. Do you get why it can be quite difficult to place certain people?
And then just because maybe you're in the same Instagram, so maybe same amount of followers, you'll see Eva Apio and you'll think maybe you two are Eva Apio, you know?
But it doesn't really work.
It doesn't work like that. You have to have a certain
that once you have a certain amount of Instagrams or certain amount of comments or certain amount of likes, or the shade borough knows you, you get a certain sense of like, wow.
And this is another thing, and this is another thing that Instagram has done. They started it, and I think maybe I don't know the reason as to why they took it down and changed it, but they made the blue tick accessible for anyone now. Do you remember at that point everyone got blue ticks? You've come straight out of Love Island, you're blue ticked. So naturally you would think, you know what, and they would have that thing in their bio, public figure. So everyone became that a bit too quickly. It was a bit too common. Yeah, like you didn't work hard for it, and it was just again some
everyone
people
was
would
buying
argue.
it. There were people who lived like
people can buy it now,
and some people would argue, why do you have to work hard? You know, if you've gained it, you gained it. Absolutely, I'm not disputing that. But what my thing is, like, we still, I don't know if there were qualifications, that celebrity title, but there is a difference between
there's a massive difference. I think people know that deep down. Everyone knows that.
And before, verification used to be because of things. There was qualifications. You had to have been published. You had to have been in magazines.
Now you just get it.
Now you can pay for it.
Now you pay for it. That's what I'm saying. I don't know why IG has changed it. Maybe
now you can pay for it. It was the meta thing. It's the meta thing. We can do it if we want.
And if we wanted to, we could actually acquire that blue tick. But
it's not something we're looking for. And like at the end of the day, verification was also to distinguish who was a fake account and who was not, of a celebrity. Yes, that was what it was created for. And it's so crazy because now everybody's auditioning to become an influencer. And that's really where we're going to leave it. Because you know what? You took a couple nice pictures in Canary Wharf, and now every day, every week, you're doing photo shoot because you're in the hopes that one reel will go viral.
It's not Canary Wharf anymore. They're going to Kensington. They're finding in front of people's houses.
No, because for real, everybody is auditioning to be because come on, that's what I see.
Not the pictures every week.
No, because that's what I see. It's different if you're a fashion girly, you're a beauty girly.
They're bringing their big bag to change their clothes.
It's different. But I genuinely think that's the aspiration of most people on social media now. Because say the one picture did really well, it's like, okay, maybe let's try audition.
Oh, so I don't mean to
And
be that person.
Let's
Not to be mean.
To be that person.
And not to be mean. But
I don't really see what's wrong with it sometimes.
Obviously, because everyone's trying to make money.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, like, that's what's ruining real life, though.
And I think just because you can do something doesn't mean you
should
do it.
No.
A lot of people, you don't actually want to do that.
You don't.
You don't want to
money.
be an influencer.
Then that's where it's like you don't even want to do it.
Because what comes with it, it's not a joke.
You don't want it.
It's not
And
a
then
joke.
that's why you see so many people, once they do have it, you're on Instagram Live every day, you're shouting.
And then you also violate your own
Like
boundary.
a mad person.
You violate your own boundary because every day you're doing live, you're telling us about stuff in your personal life. That's, But anyway, Sha.
I don't know. I think let's actually start doing things that have purpose.
That's it, really.
Let's start doing things that God has led you to do.
No, because sometimes God will lead you to share a personal story on the internet, maybe.
And then sometimes...
And that's fine.
You won't.
But, don't violate your own boundaries and your own safety in the name of audition. I think...
Sorry, excuse
Oh,
me.
you did too much. That's it, guys.
Heavy on that.
That's it.
That was a
closing
message.
No, because
That was a word.
Not pictures in Canary Wharf.
anyway.
And Kensington and Chelsea's the
No,
new
because
spot,
come
guys,
on.
apparently. Girls, did you hear Kensington's
No,
new
because it's
spot?
fine. It's fine to take your pics.
The black door and the white
okay.
stairs.
We will
Powerful
see
that
you.
one is.
We will see you next week.
See you guys in our next episode.
We love you.
Bye.
Bye.